And I want to kind of share with you a little bit of what the Lord has given me. First, I want to talk about a mentor. Um, a mentor is someone, you may want to write this down. A mentor is someone who sees more talent, more ability within you than you see in yourself. It helps bring it out of you. I want you to write that down. So then that way the right people in your life, you'll know exactly who they are and why they are called to your life at this particular juncture of your life. A mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see within yourself. And they help bring it out of you. I'm very grateful for those things. I'm very honored to have that particular place in my life where there are people who can see those type of things. And I'm able to a lot of the people that I mentor. I know a lot of people think, folk, help me get to where it is that I am. And that answer is true in a great regard. However, I also know that there had to be someone to see something in me, see more talent in me, more ability in me. That was Dr. John C. Maxwell. Then I actually saw in myself, and he brings that out of me. Okay, I can give you that. The greatest growth, let me start here. The greatest growth has always come as a result of finding people who was always ahead of me, who was able to show me a way forward. A lot of people that are connected to me in my life and in my sphere has helped me through, whether it was personal contact, but even in some wisdom principles. I knew more about Dr. John C. Maxwell from his books until I met him in person. When they sought me out to become part of what it is that they were doing, and they gave me a green light to be a part of that very thing, and to go into the room and sit among some of the most brilliant minds like a Paul Martinelli, an Ed DeCosta, outside of John, Melissa, who helped me, Christian DeSimpson, amen, Rodney, amen. Those people really catapulted and pushed me. Chris Robinson, people that really pushed me. But John, he helped me a lot through the books that he wrote. I learned a lot of wisdom and principal keys through him. People like Mike Murdoch, who really helped me through a lot of things through their writings. But then when I actually was able to discover what it is that I wanted to do, I had to find people that did those things with excellence. Let me help you. If you're going to be ever connected to people, if you're ever going to be a part of something, you want to make sure that whoever is helping you, coaching, teaching you, and training you, that they have a level of excellence in the way that they do things. You'll be surprised how many people they want your gift but despise your guts. So it's something that you have to do to make sure that you learn from people. Now I'm going to give you about 6 things that I think that you're going to need so you can learn from people. Okay. The first one is you got to get committed. You might want to write this down. You got to get committed. All right. So watch this here. Now this is what people get mad at. You got to pay people for their time. Amen. You got to know how to invest in people. Now, here's my problem with a lot of people. They don't want to invest in anything. They want everything for free. There's a lot of people that want you to do right by them, but they won't do right by you. Amen. There are a lot of people, amen, that free is good for them. Amen. There are a lot of people that don't understand the investments that it takes. I believe in every last one of you, whether it's from your cell phone to your own life, you have to invest something, whether it's your time, your space, or your money, your life. You got to invest something. And hear me, every great coach that I've ever had, I invested my time, my energy, and my money. Amen. My girl Davita's on here, my prophet Davita. Davita will tell you, it ain't cheap being part of the JMT team. It's not. But hear me, if you sow in what you believe in. And I believe that if you really have a heart for something, you want to get committed, and you show that by your level of investment in what it is that you do. That's right. Nothing is free. You got to learn how to invest. Amen. And sometimes, even if it's not your money, your time. And I believe a lot of people. I remember one time I got into a debate with a with a man of God. I was out of town, and I made an illustration about shoes, and I made an illustration of it, and then immediately they came right for me and said, "So is it only about money?" I said, "It's never about money." I said, "You don't never pay any." I said, "But the illustration that I made an illustration as it related to why it is of why we do, and great things give great quality." I made a great example with my children on yesterday, and when I made that example with the children on yesterday, they really saw that very thing about how it takes to make investments into people. If you're ever going to be great at anything, you're going to invest, amen. And you're going to invest your time, you're going to spend your energy in anything that you do, even in a relationship. You got to invest your time, amen. So number 2, here's the second one. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to meet purposely with the people who can teach you something. Now, if you really want some help, watch this here. If you really want to be committed to something and you have a mentor, a life coach, whatever it is that you have, you must make sure that you're meeting with those individuals every month, at least once a month. In our mentorship program, I meet with every son and daughter that I cover. I meet with the people that I mentor. Amen. Some want me to meet with them more than others. Amen. But hear me. It's not enough for me to go around with everybody. Amen. And sometimes I got to learn how to have a success. I got to have a success and all of that. So I believe that you got to know how to spend time with people. You got to know how to really sit at their feet and learn. Right now in our seminary school, we have over 100 people actually in our seminary school between the Preachers Institute as well as those that are receiving their doctorates and things of that magnitude. And hear me, we meet. We're meeting Monday through Thursday. We're doing so many great things. We're working, and they get that part of me. They get that dimension of me. A lot of people love the preacher and the prognosticator, and they think that's great. I think the greatest gift that I could ever have is a gift of administration and really a gift of actually teaching the people of God. So that's very important. Hey, my wife is on. God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you for joining me this morning. But you got to be consistent. You got to make sure that you're meeting purposely every month. You got to make sure that you can be with people that can teach you. And I'm telling you, in this season of your life, you need people that is willing to teach you. You need more than a hoop and a holler. You need more than a won't he do it, ain't he all right? And what I say all the time, shake them and rock them and reel them and shake them and reel them. Sometimes you got to go beyond that, and you got to make sure that you're consistent with your people. One thing that the mentees that I have, 222 to be exact, amen. They get that time. They get to spend that time with me. They get a time to talk in their meetings. Sometimes they want to be heard. They don't need you always hollering at them. Sometimes they need for you to hear their point of view, not always trying to overtake a conversation. So you got to make sure that you're doing that. So number 1, you got to be committed. You got to know how to pay. You got to pay for people's time. Amen. You got to pay for that energy. You got to do that. Number 2, you got to be consistent. Here's number 3. You got to be creative. You got to be creative. And being creative, watch this here. And being creative, I like this one here. When I could not meet with Mr. Maxwell, before I even knew who he was, in the natural, where I can touch him and shake his hand and take pictures with him. Hear me, his books, amen, helped me get the creativity that I had. Amen. Trust me, for over 29 years, let me help you real clear. You gotta be creative. And one day I knew I would walk into the room with him, and now I'm in the room. I was there when we launched the Intentional Living book. Davida was there with me, to be honest. We learned that you got to be creative in anything that you do. I want to speak the spirit of creativity over your life, that you will be able to have what it is that you need to be amazing and empowering to people of the world that will want to see your gift, receive your gift, and grow actually in your gift. All right. So if y'all with me, number 1, you got to be committed. All right. Number 2, you got to be consistent. Number 3, you got to be creative. All right. Here's number 4. Number 4 is be purposeful. To be purposeful. All right. Now, this is where I'm going to separate the wheat and the terror. When you're purposeful, you spend hours in preparation for interaction. This is a truth. This is a truth. This is a truth. Even when I get up to present to you all in the morning time, I just don't just get up, white spackle from my eyes, and just come down and just run off at the mouth. No, I take notes. I write some things down. I have some things in place. I have some nuggets and principles that I want to give to you all to help you in what it is that you need. So hear me. I'm always in preparation to be able to give you what the Lord has given for me to share, to have some type of presentation for you. Hear me. Prior planning prevents poor performance, but watch me. You will never get anywhere in life if you don't properly prepare. You cannot go take a trip without preparing for the trip. You got to make sure you pack a suitcase. That means you're preparing for what it is. And anything that you do, preparation, the root word of that is prepare. You must be able to prepare, and you must make sure that you're preparing before every interaction. Here's my next one that I want to give you. Be reflective. Be reflective. Not only do you spend the hours of preparation, but you also should spend the hours, hear me, of reflection. All right, you got to have some reflection. And in having that reflection, it gives you opportunity before you interact with people to remember what it is that you should actually have in your cabinet of spirit of growing. So I'm very reflective. I can go back. I can think of some things. You can go back. You can think of how you got to where it is that you are. I believe with everyone listening to me, you must take that time to be reflective as well as being purposeful. Those two go hand in hand. If I had to give you one more, I'll give you one more right here. I would say be grateful. Be grateful. I believe that whoever's in your life, coaching you, training you, imparting into you, empowering you, whoever is your spiritual covering, your leader, whatever the case is, these are people that are gifts to your personal growth. Did y'all hear what I just said? These are people that are gifts to your personal growth. So you should be sure that in every opportunity that you let them know how grateful that you are and how appreciative that you are, that they're sowing into your life, and that you and that you are honored. Amen. That people will take the time out of their life, because I want you to understand, people that cover you, mentor you, impart into you, train you, whatever it is that they do, they have a life too. Amen. And when they have a life, they're taken away from theirs to help you. There's a lot of great sacrifice. Y'all heard me talk about that even on yesterday. People look at me, and it's just not me. I got a whole team of people. Amen. From my wife taking care of the kids, for going to go pick them up, or dropping them off, or getting them food or medicine, whatever that is. From a personal aspect, to take care of a house. I got an administrator that takes care of the business on the home front. I got it's a whole team of people. Just not me to just put one thing together. It's a whole bunch of people that make all things work. So you got to learn how to be grateful and appreciative. And sometimes we take grace for granted, but also if you're not careful, you'll take people for granted, because they do it and you just don't really, put the thought into the fact of what they do behind the scenes. So I want you, anytime that you have a great mentor, a great life coach, a great person that knows how to speak into your life, speak into your shall be, speak into you, and take the time to do it. You got to make sure that you have it. Now, see, my boss just came on. I got to hurry up and hang up because we in audit. Boss, you got to tell me what time you want me to come to the office. Amen. I'm on my way. I'm telling you, my behind is walking out the door. I'm going to have to go catch up with it. I promise you. So these are gifts for personal growth, and you want to make sure that you let people know that you're very grateful in anything that you do. Probably the most honest, if I can say this to you, probably the most honest self-made man that ever lived this earth. He said, I had to get to the top the hard way. Watch what I'm getting ready to tell you. Sometimes fighting your own laziness and ignorance, you will have to fight that every single day in order to get to the top of where you need to be. I have the privilege of doing what I'm asked to do and love to do. And first, hear me, it was much different than when I imagined it. I never thought that I would ever affect as many people as I have did it. And life is very beautiful. Hear me. I never anticipated, though, the expectations that people will put on me to actually produce. See, when you do what you got to do, you can do what you want to do. So when you do what you want to do, it's much more difficult if you didn't do what you had to do. That makes sense with everybody. A A lot of times when we do stuff, and when God gives us vision, God knows when he gives me vision, he say, I want you to do this, that, and the other. I mean, I'm all in it. I'm all in it. I'm trying to master it. And hear me, watch what I'm getting ready to tell you. I had no idea how much time it would take away for me to be effective.